Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, and to my old and returning subscribers, you guys has been amazing. And if you are just seeing my channel for the first time, you are welcome. I really appreciate you for stopping by, and please feel free to click the subscribe button to join the family after watching this video. So in today's video, I'll be talking about the new discovered ventilated closures and frontals, because after the lockdown there was scarcity of closures and frontal in the market, which brought about the different types of closures we have right now in the market, which I even have a video on the different types of closure in the market, which I will leave the link in the description box as well. But today's video, I'll be talking about the locally made ventilated closures and frontal that is trending right now. So I really want you guys to know one or two things, the advantages and disadvantages of these ventilated closures and frontal, and I will also make a little comparison between the ventilated frontal and the foreign made closures and the frontal. And if you are interested in knowing what I want to talk about, keep watching. So first of all, ventilated closures and frontals are locally made. When I mean locally made, they are made in Nigeria mostly, like whereby you give a stylist, a wig stylist or a hairstylist, your bundles, or you can as well tell them to buy and make for you. But mostly people give hair bundles, closure or hair bundles, be it woman hair, any texture of hair, for a wig stylist or a hairstylist to make it for you as a closure or frontal or 360 frontal as well. So I want to talk about the advantages of ventilated closures and frontal. And frontal is that it is very, very cheap and very, very economical. Yes, that is one of the first advantage that I know and have noticed about ventilated closures and frontal. And why it's economical is that, gone are the days whereby maybe, especially on hairs that you cannot, there are some packet hairs that, be it a blend hair, woman hair, that they don't come with closure. So this, when a closure is ventilated for you, you can take out of the bundle of any packet hair you buy and give a wig stylist or give a hairstylist to ventilate it, to turn it into a closure or frontal for you, compared to before that. If there is no closure in a packet hair, or there's no frontal in it, you have to buy, and that one will be more expensive. But this one will make it very cheap for you to make. The only thing you will just do is that maybe you will just give the wig stylist or you give the hair stylist pay them for their workmanship, but you can take it out, so it makes it more economical, it makes it cheaper for you, so you don't need to spend money in buying separate closure for it. You just take out of the bundle of that hair to make your closure and the frontal of your choice. So that makes it very, very economical for everyone that wants to buy it, instead of you spending more money to buy a foreign or ready-made closures on frontal. So it's very, very cheap and economical to get. So the second advantage of a ventilated closure or frontal is that you can ventilate any texture of air, any types of air. For example, right now you can see there are a lot of ventilated attachments right now in the market. Like gone are the days when you want to make a wig, a braided wig, you have to buy a closure, an original closure, which is very, very expensive. Or you want to make a frontal Ghana weaving or frontal attachment braided wig, you have to buy a ready-made one to make it. But right now you can just give a wig stylist, you can give a hairstylist the attachment to ventilate for you into a closure or a frontal of your choice. Even any textures of hair as well, blend hair these days, it's very difficult for you to get the a already made blend hair closure or frontal in the market. But ventilated frontals and the closure have made it possible that you can buy a blend hair, you can take out of it, give a wig stylist to blend, to ventilate for you, and you make a closure and a frontal from it. So it makes it possible for you to ventilate. Even there are some hairs that are very difficult to find, even naked hair or colored hair, they are very difficult to get a closure for it. But you can just take out of the bundles of that hair, you give a stylist to ventilate for you, and it will give you that matching closure that you need, instead of you buying a separate one that might not match with the closure, with the hair bundle you already bought. So this makes it possible for you to get at the same texture of the hair that you have with the closure and frontal. So ventilated closure as and frontal has made that possible to have all types of textures of hair that you desire. Advantage again is that this is for those that that are wig stylists or even non-wig stylists. It has created more job opportunities for people. Yes, right now a lot of hair stylists, a lot of wig stylists are using this as a means of making money as well. On it's also, people are using it as a side hustle as well. Even those people that don't even have idea about hair, you can just learn it for a while, and before you know it, you can start ventilating for people, and they are making cool cash. People are cashing out, stylists are cashing out from this ventilating closures and frontals. So it has even brought more business opportunity, more job opportunity for stylists, and even those that don't even really have much ideas about hair. So that's one thing I love about this discovery of ventilated closures and frontal. The last advantage again is that it has also make it possible for people to have any quality and texture of hair that they want. Like, gone are the days that any closure that comes that we see, we just buy like that. You don't have any choice because that is what is available. But right now you have a choice. Yes, you can decide not to. Maybe you see a particular closure or frontal you don't like. It's not compulsory you buy it. Yes, you can still make get, like, just like the second advantage I said, you can still take any texture or get any hair of your choice and give someone to make it for you into a closure or frontal. So that's another advantage. So now let me talk about the disadvantage. One of the disadvantage of ventilated closure and frontal is that it's very, very slow in making and also time consuming. Yes, it takes it takes a longer period of time to make. It takes time in making it. Yes, for example, now maybe you just went to the market to buy a hair, and you, without closure, you have to give that stylist like 1 week, 2 weeks to make it, because it takes a lot of time to ventilate a closure and a frontal. So it's very, very time consuming. So if you are somebody that maybe you just need a fast wig to wear or sew in to make, this is not for you, because it will take time. So it's not something that you can just get sharp. No, you have to like give the stylist time for them to ventilate it, unlike the foreign made closure, ready made closure and frontal that you can just go to the market and buy it, make your wig immediately and wear it, or sew it in your hair and you go. But this is not possible with a ventilated closures and frontal. You need to give the stylist ahead. If it's something that you want to use, you need to give the stylist ahead of time to make it for you before you can be able to use it. It's not an express should I say express usage. Yes, it's not something that you can use sharp for immediately. No, you have to give the person time. So it's even time consuming, even for as a wig stylist or as a hair stylist. Is always time consuming, because if you really want to do it and do it well, it takes time for you to do it and do a good job. So it's time consuming and not always very fast. So another disadvantage of ventilated closure and frontal that you need to is that the quality is not as neat and quality as an already made closures and frontal, the foreign ones that we already know. Yes, I'm not trying to condemn it, but they still need to work more on it, because the ones that I have seen is not really as neat or as full as the ones that we already know, or the foreign ones that the already made ones that we buy. So it's not, is the quality is not really perfect like the foreign ones that we know. So they still need to work on these little shortcomings, like imperfection, let me put it that way, that they still need to work on. So comparing it to the foreign one is not as neat as the foreign one. So the last but not the least is that you getting a quality one from that from a weak stylist that's getting a quality ventilated closure on frontal is not really guaranteed. Yes, like their quality is not as they're giving you what you want, like compared to when you go to the market, you check it, you see what you like, the quality, and you buy. Sometimes the wig stylist might bring back the closure of frontal and you might not really like it, especially when it comes to how to shape the front of the closure of frontal. They are not really as well shaped as the foreign ones that we have, that when you wear it, it looks more natural. So you getting, probability of you getting what you want is really low and slim. And or sometimes too, you need somebody that is very trusted to give it to, because sometimes you might give someone a good hair and they will change it and use a low quality hair for you back, and you might not know. So I'm not judging, I'm not saying but that is, I just feel that is also one of the disadvantages as well. So but apart from that, I am so happy and I'm so proud for this one, for ventilated closures and frontal. They are doing a good job. Kudos to those that are into it, because it takes a lot of time, it's not easy. And also it's really a good alternative, because during those time when closures and frontal was scarce, like it was crazy, like it was not funny. But right now I believe that if any of that such a incident occur again, we don't have to be afraid, we don't have to be scared again, because we already have an alternative for us to use. So, and if I should compare it a little with the foreign one, I think the foreign ones are still better, to be sincere, in my humble opinion. I'm not condemning it, I'm proud, like I said, but they still need to work on it, and I know with time they will be perfect. And in fact, a lot of people are really doing a good ones, but I just still feel that the foreign closures and frontals are still a little bit better and quality than the ventilated ones. But anyone you decide to make, anyone you decide to get, it's a good choice. Just make sure you give a good stylist to make a good one for you. There's no one is bad, no one is I'm not condemning any of them. In fact, it's good, but I just still prefer the foreign way made ones, because of it still have advantages more than the ventilated ones. So that's it for this video. Have you used a ventilator? Have you given any stylist your hair to ventilate before, or have you used any ventilated closure of frontal before? Let me know your experience. Let me know if you prefer it to the foreign made ones that we already know. Let me know also in the comment section. Share your experience, share your what you feel about it as well. So thank you for watching. But if you have watched to this point and you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button to join the family, and also click on the notification bell to get notified anytime I post a new video. Share this video, share my videos. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye for now.